What is the location? The best organ to produce glucose will be liver. 90% happens in liver, and some people say it is up to 95% also, and it can also happen in the kidney. These are the two areas where gluconeogenesis can happen. And when does gluconeogenesis start? That itself was a very controversial question in one of the NEET exams. There was a question where somebody took his food at 7 p.m. in the night, and then he had his blood being tested for glucose the next day morning around 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, depending upon the people who gave us the questions, who came out the exams. Now there was a question. At 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, what would be the source of blood glucose? Was it glycogenolysis? Was it gluconeogenesis, etc.? Remember, when there has been 3 hours of not having eaten the food after the last food, then you realize there are certain names for it. Fasting has certain names for it. If it is between 4 to 16 hours, you call it as fasting in the early stages. Also remember, if at all it has been 16 to 48 hours, it will be bordering between fasting and then later starvation. After 48 hours, it turns into starvation. In the initial stages, glycogenolysis will be able to offer the glucose. But glycogen reserve is only limited. And after 12 hours, the glycogen stops being the complete source of glucose. By 13, 14, 15 hours, glycogen breakdown becomes almost complete. At that's the same time, that is 15 to 16 hours is the same time where gluconeogenesis also starts. So the reserve is broken down. And when the reserves have been broken down completely, then you have to synthesize glucose. So synthesis of glucose happens as gluconeogenesis. So it can start around 16 hours as a property. Remember, lactate is present in the RBCs and they accumulate, which can also trigger the gluconeogenic pathway. And remember, gluconeogenesis also helps in clearing the lactic acid from the muscles which have been accumulating because of excess amount of exercises. So I hope you will be able to remember all these concepts. The only thing we have not discussed in this particular video is lactic acid being a source of your gluconeogenesis. Why? Because we have already discussed about Cori cycle in a previous video that will help you understand that these 4 major sources can give rise to gluconeogenesis. All the best.